Welcome back to Total Freedom Radio with Rina Lynn, the show that's all about raising the bar of knowledge, healing hurting people, and spiritual warfare. And we are back tonight with my guest from last week, Sandra Stickler, and she's going to tell us more about her amazing journey from living in an abused marriage to really kicking butt as an older woman in the Hollywood scene, or not the Hollywood scene, I guess you'd say the acting scene. She's writing uh, screenplays, doing all kinds of stuff. So let me run through my advertisement right quick and get that out of the way so that we can spend unlimited time with her for the rest of the show. Number one, I want you to tune in to hear these amazing stories of healing. And if you also have a story to tell, some maybe even a neat job to share with me for a job character, drop me a line at askgreenlyn@yahoo.com. And also, if you have a question for my guest, Sandra Stickle, later, drop me a line too, and I'll forward it straight to her. Sign up for my newsletter at rinalynn.com. And while you're there, click into the book titles. Book 6 is coming out soon. Is There Any Safe Place? And at that time, I'm going to go ahead and make book 1, A Safe Haven, free for 3 months. And I'm going to make Is There Any Safe Place free for 3 months to give you an idea of what it's all about. We've got A Safe Haven, we've got the Hourglass Flips, then it carries on into Ranch Haven. Then we have God's Men that are formed a Texas task force to save trafficked women and children. And then we have Intriguing Truths. All the truths that's been hidden in these people's lives for a long time is now coming out when they're so attacked by the enemy. So now we get to book 6, Is There Any Safe Place? And I think by the end you are going to be hooked, and I don't care how many I write, you're going to love them. All right. And if you're looking for a healthy alternative in today's world, support my sponsors so they'll support this program. Use my affiliate link. You'll have to click into this symbol of USDA organic through rinalynn.com for me and this platform to get a little bit kickback from it. You're going to find food and beverages, healthy home items, personal care, and supplements. It's all USDA organic, non GMO, kosher, and gluten free. All right. Also, I have a sponsor called Simply Clean Foods. Chance is a wonderful man that helps veterans and he helps them get back on their feet, helps them get the support they need if they've got problems with PTSD and different things. And he does that by selling freeze dried food. This is a 30-year freeze dried food and it comes with Ziploc bags. You just take out what you need, zip that back, and it's good for 6 months. Click in from renalyn.com and click into my website, Rena That Insurance Chick, and I'll get you an insurance quote on any kind of life, retirement planning, annuities, children's policies, debt free life. I do college planning. I'm a college planning advisor. Just let me know what you need and we'll get together. Also do some bookkeeping right now. I do it full time during the day, but I do it on the weekend as well. And I specialize in cleaning up messed up books and teaching people how to use QuickBooks. So just drop me a line at rinalynn.com. Excuse me, Rina Lynn, ask Rina Lynn at yahoo.com. I'm mixing them up here again. Imagine that. And then if you're in Kilgore, Texas, drop into the Grand Empress Tea Room and tell memory Rena sent you. You won't have to click in through my business there, but you can, or you can go straight to grandempress.com and you'll love that experience. All right, you're listening to us on KRRB Radio, revelationradio.net. This show airs daily now instead of just on Tuesdays at 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. It is then put on YouTube, Rumble, and Brighteon, and it is syndicated in 169 countries. So you guys support the program and let's keep this on the air. Now, I want to go back to my guest that we were talking about last week, last week. Um, I'm totally stumbling over my words tonight for some reason.
You need some coffee.
Excuse my fumbling with with my mouth tonight. Welcome back to the Total Freedom Show. And you are such a prime example of total freedom. You went from a caged bird to freedom to express yourself in a most wonderful way. Again, remind my audience just a little bit of who you are, a synopsis of your story, and we were talking about some pictures that you had sent last time. We'll go right back into it.
Well, so I used to be called the free spirit when I was in high school, but that didn't last long. I was abused for 40 years, 40. That's a little bit of time. 2 marriages, abused. And when I say abused, it was physical and mental and emotional. all of the above. And I started to fight back. But anyway, I was choked and all that stuff, and it really it destroyed me almost. I did not realize that when I got out, just how difficult it was going to be. I thought, oh, you're getting spousal, you'll be fine. You got money coming in, it's all good. Yeah, no, you have to fight. And I remember before I left, after I'd won a beauty pageant, that was the beginning of my journey. And whenever I was in the pageant, my ex got very jealous, tried to destroy me, didn't like that. Oh, it was nasty, awful. But one of the pageant ladies came to me and sat me down and said, I want you to know something. You're going to have to fight like hell to get out of this. But on the other side, it's going to be worth it. I did not like that answer at all. I avoided it like the plague. I'm like, yeah, no. I'm going to stay in my room. I'm going to work out all day. But my own daughter came to me at the age of 12 and said, Mama, you've got to get out. He's going to kill you. I was like, no, we're good. We're good. No, we're not good. Yes, that cycle. It's good for about an hour and then it falls apart again. So that just went on. I was in the pageant and then life just got worse. He didn't even go watch me when I won a national pageant. He didn't even go watch me. Nothing. Had no interest. And so then it all went south. He was an alcoholic, said he would never quit drinking for me. If I was the last person on the earth, he didn't give a crap. Nope, wasn't gonna do it. So one morning I woke up and I said, I hope you do what's right, Jeff. Shouldn't have said his name probably. And I walked out the door and went to the court and I filed. They paid for it. I didn't have any money. COVID happened. And then I left. You know, we sold the house, all that stuff. And then he came back after me for spousal, tried to destroy me. And my kids turned against me. That really hurt. One of them hasn't talked to me in 6 years, wants nothing to do with me. And they were my babies. I have 5 kids, but these two, I miss them every day, like crazy. It's awful. So I took that energy that was inside of me and I started acting. And the acting became my resolve. And with God, we were able to get it out from in here, out there in movie form. And I started getting a couple of awards for my authenticity and the roles that I played. And I really do believe that that was, it didn't get everything out now. Because I mean, it still hurt today. But 40 years of abuse, I'm doing pretty good. So now I'm 70, and here we are.
We were always told that it's 1 year, healing for every 3 years married.
One
And then
year healing. Oh,
if you have child abuse on top of that or other abuse, that extends it. That,
messed up.
You need to watch the last 3 shows that I did, and my friend that she's, like, the expert in going to court with a narcissist. And,
Oh,
she
really? Oh, I'd
she's
love to watch one.
we've walked this path quite a bit together, and I'm telling you, it's a hard sell, but let me ask you something. Would you say that extreme emotion, that trapped emotion, basically, if you're like the rest of us, unexpressed emotion, how did that help your acting be better? Because I know it did. It does my writing.
Oh, because the role that I had, I played a mom. And this is God too. This is really cool. The guy that was my son, I got to be a mom to a son, and my son is the one that wouldn't talk to me. So I got to say to him, honey, you gotta let go. You gotta let Jesus. It's time for you to ask for forgiveness. And the tears just rolled. That was my part, you know, and I kept going and the tears were rolling down because it was real, Rena.
Mhm.
So how did that
Mhm.
help? It just helped. And I visualized him and it felt better.
I found when I'm going through a rough phase, I'll call book 5 the crybaby book. I was going through some real stuff and letting go, and, like, all my characters had to be drugged back through it with it, and everybody's lives at that point is falling apart. Their secrets are coming out. It's intriguing truth because their secrets are
Their
coming out.
secret.
But my emotion became their emotion, and I go back now and because you gotta go back and reread when you're in later books so you won't mess something up, and it's like, "Whoa." So I
Well,
too
that's what.
agree, and I know
Oh,
other women that they've moved into areas of life that all of that stuff that you wanna leave back there, that you walked out and you left it's trapped in you and goes with you, but you can utilize that. It's fuel. It is literally fuel for a
oh,
new life.
absolutely. Oh, yeah. I mean, there's so much now. I counsel with women, and
Mhm.
but I did have to be careful because I started to date again, and that's where I tripped up and I messed. Somebody got me for some money, and so I'm very cautious. I don't date right now. I haven't in 6 years
I don't date.
since
I
that
tried that
incident.
route, and if that's what's out there, no, thank you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Alright,
But
let's
with
go
that being
back to
said,
your oh, go ahead.
no, with that being said, that skit I'm doing with Ruth and Naomi and Boaz, it's really fun because I'm reading it going, oh, she had to get all fixed up for Boaz. And then I'm going to play her. And I've got so it's kind of cool. I don't know what God's doing, but I'm enjoying it. So,
I like that too because I've been a Bible teacher forever, and it's been my platform that we read somebody's life in this much of a Bible page. And we
yeah.
forget these are real people with those real daily experiences and all these things. And so when I'm writing a lot, I pull some of that out, but I want to know the reality of that person in their life. I want to know what they struggled with. I want to know what their conversations was. I want to know
Uh-huh.
how they arrived from paragraph 1 to paragraph 3, that it's so tiny for us and we think we know this person, this pattern that we're supposed to pattern ourselves on, and we don't. So it's another reason I love talking to great women and men who's had an issue in life, and they're now the Lord has brought them upon that, and we're never done. We're never done. But are you
No.
ready to look at some of the pictures that you sent me
Sure.
and break
Sure.
down? Now remember, we're on the radio. It will go to Brighteon, Rumble, and YouTube where people can see the visuals, but right now we're on KRRB radio and they can't see the pictures. So we're gonna have to do a really
Okay.
good job of describing. So let me show them, then I'll clip back to you to tell us
Okay.
about it. I think that's the one we looked at last time. Let's go to this one.
Meet Content Film Fest. Oh, I see. You want me to tell it now? Those were two of the awards that I got nominated for. Best Scene at Content Media, and there are like famous actors in that group. It's not just like, oh, a little fat. No, this is big time. This is awesome. And so I got nominated for Best Screen and for this short screenplay that I wrote. That I was like, are you sure? I got no, yeah, I got. Did you nominate me? Really? That
How
was kind of
exciting.
cool.
And what was the scene? What was the scene that you got best scene?
The one that I told you about where I cried, that one. Yep.
Oh, how great. So that real
I think
emotion went
yep.
into an award as well.
Yep.
I
Yep.
love that. I love that.
That's pretty
Because
cool.
our world today is so plastic. You know, everybody's a YouTube
Hmm.
star, everybody's a Facebook star, and we're always putting forth our best. To me, I love people. Some of my best friends, I got to know them at the gut level. And we don't do surface level stuff at all, and we can't be around it. But to me, that's when people are at their best. Even though they may look like they're at their worst, they're really not.
Do you know what? Do you know what people are that is called? They go into Flatville. This is a story I'm working on. So if I see people at this store and they have headphones on and everything, I think I send them to a company, a place called Flatville. They don't want to cope with life. They're flat. And to me, that's really sad because life is about community.
Amen.
You know, we can't shut down. If everybody shuts down, why are we alive? Why?
Well, and everybody thinks they're more connected, but they're actually less connected. I remember back a time we used to have people in and we'd play cards or games, and you're just enjoying each other. And now, one of the things before everything in my life fell apart is my children had children in. They were teenagers, and they're all sitting there on their phone. And I'm like, there's no
Right.
conversation, there's no laughter, there's no camaraderie. 10 years back, you're looking back, that's just another night that fades in your mind. So I
Right.
love that. Let's look at another one. Oh, right. Describe this picture and tell us what it's
Okay.
about.
Okay. That picture was everybody. Okay. This is what happened. A lot of my friends and people there that knew me, all the stuff that I've gotten through, they were sitting at that table that you saw. And when I walked in, they had the camera guy on it. When I walked in, they all said, We love Sandy. So for me, that was like a very huge moment because I've never, ever gotten that much attention at one time.
How
It was pretty
gratifying,
cool.
and I know that being in a narcissistic relationship, that the attention is all on the narcissist. They don't care if it's good attention, bad attention, it's just gotta be attention on them, and any attention that is directed toward you is going to be, usurped for them. So
Well,
I can
didn't
see
you
how
find
gratifying.
when you got through it though, your thing, didn't you like want to hide because you weren't able to have a voice? I couldn't have a voice. God forbid.
It took me a really long time to get a voice, and how I did it is very different. In fact, you can find this book on Amazon too, and on um website. It is Shattered Dreams. It's a book of
Oh,
poetry
that's the
for
one.
women who divorced a
Ah,
narcissist. It's actually used by a college professor in UT Austin, and I've had clients all over Tyler, Texas tell me, "My counselor told me to read your book." But what I was doing was trying not to
love it.
die. The first time I was able to speak about it, and for whatever reason, it came out poetry. And it took me 3 years to realize if I had written it straight, I couldn't have written it and you couldn't have read it, but I'm sharing it with an anonymous group of survivors that had
Oh,
gone through what
wow.
I went through online. And there, it was that gratifying moment that they said, you write what we feel and can't say. You write what we
Oh,
lived and can't describe. So then they would
that's
give
so
me,
cool.
one of my best poems is called Anger Must Be Banished or something like that. I'll send it to you. But
Yeah.
the ladies asked me, she said, "Write about anger." She said, "I've got to get rid of this anger." And it was one of the best ones, but then we found out they would read it, comment, it would generate something else, or they would ask for something and I would write it and it would generate something in all of us. So me trying not to die literally healed. There was 25,000 women on that from around the world. One woman is in the acting world, and you would know her name. America would know her name, but she'll shoot me if
Oh,
I say it. But it's across the board.
really?
Abuse is across the board. It's not just little chicks from Arkansas like I was. It's
Right.
anyone that is in the vicinity of a narcissist that can draw you in.
Oh,
Um,
they're everywhere, and there's women narcissists too. But now, can you ID one just by like? Can you just see one and go, oh,
Let me tell
or
you what, my friends, even in that world, there was a handful of us that had the real high end, real deal, and they called me the narc magnet. Because I'm telling you what, I moved a state
mm,
away, and there can be 1,000 people in the room, and I'll tell you, the one that will talk to me will be the high level psychopathic narcissist every single
I'm
time. But I
sorry.
have learned, and this is again why Loretta uses my book in her classroom. I'm telling you, it doesn't take me long. I can tell you who the psychopaths are in the room. I may not say anything because that's a little bit of slander there, but I can tell you, it doesn't take me long because I know the signs so well because I was trying not to die, right? So I
Right. Oh,
studied.
yeah.
She tells me that I know as much about it or more as people who teach it on her level. But I knew I had to figure out what was wrong with me, how to heal, and how to help my children and other people down the road. So one of the things I have found with people like us,
Mm.
and I say us, people who've been in an abusive
Yeah.
relationship, is we
Yeah.
are good, loving people who help other people. Once we learn how to do it,
Oh, yeah.
we don't
Oh,
sit
yeah.
on that, right?
Yeah.
We don't
Yeah.
utilize it just to act a good scene or write a good scene or write a good piece of poetry. We use
Mm.
it to heal other people, and I love that. I
You
think
know,
that's
I
a
would.
mark of Jesus in us too, because he's the healer, right?
It's all about Jesus. I mean, when I go in the grocery store now, I'm very sensitive to people. Even last night, I went up to a lady and I said, "Hi." She says, "Hi." I go, "Do you know the Lord?" I do, but I'm good though. I said, "I don't think you are." And I got to pray with her because there's something inside of her hurting. I know there is. Jesus wants to heal it. But just reaching out to people, I think, too, is important.
I think so. And I think just exhibiting, here's how I can tell a narcissist, psychopath, or whatever. Here's why I'm so effective at it is because one of the things I've learned, just go read the book of Acts 10 times. Just read it. Write down the characteristics of the men of God.
Oh,
Because
I
it
like
generally
that.
talks about the men, but just keep a list. And I'm going to tell you what, my show, Lucifer, the Ultimate Narcissist. The traits of a narcissist are the exact traits of Lucifer. So get to know them too. And now it's
Oh,
just sword and forks,
man.
knives and spoons, right? And we all have our days where we kinda dip our toe in the other side. I mean, we're not perfect, but
Sure.
predominantly, what if their words don't match their actions, go with their actions every time, and their actions are gonna tell you in my book, I always call it which bucket is it in. Which bucket does their behavior belong in? Which bucket is how they're treating you belong in? It won't take long to figure out who they belong to, right?
Well, you asked me a couple times what was I doing to heal more and to help women. One thing that I've started doing a program is acting out my emotions and bringing that in front of people. So you take certain situations and you act it out, and it's quite really good therapy. But you do it alone. You're not. It's a monologue type. So you might be talking to someone. You turn and then you talk to that person until you get all the way around until you just basically break down and you let it go. And it's I didn't go to psychology, but it works. It helps.
I had to do a form of that. I had a notebook and I had a page in each person in my life because it was in my family of origin. It was in other people, not just him. And I would write their name at the top of the page. And it was the first time I was brutally honest because, you got to be nice. You're a Christian woman. You got to be kind. You got to be sweet. You can't be
Hmm.
judgmental now. You got to be positive. And it hurt. It hurt to rip that I'm not nice now. I'm kind, but I don't think I'm always nice. But I've learned the difference in
Get
being
it?
nice and being kind. But I had to tell the truth on that page, in one page,
Yeah.
about this person and the damage in my life, and then I had to deal with it. So you
See, I
acted
need
it
to
out,
do
I
that.
wrote it out, but it's the same.
That's really good.
It's
I
the same.
act it out. Like I
I,
literally. I Yeah. It's weird,
I,
but it
I,
works.
the only form I did of that is they had you, if it was not safe to talk to the person you needed to deal with, and some of them were dead.
Hmm.
But you put the empty chair there, you might put the doll in the bed in the chair, you might put the picture in the chair, whatever, and you tell that person what you need to say. And I even had trouble with that. The person wasn't even there, but I had suppressed that for so many years, I couldn't do it. We've got about 1 minute left. We're zipping through these shows
What
because your
again?
conversation is so fascinating. So tell us a little bit
Oh,
about what's upcoming, and if you wanna stay for another show, we'll do that, and if not, we'll
oh,
catch you
we can
later.
do that. Well, I'm working on a couple movie things and a script. And so yeah, it's gonna happen. Movies don't happen overnight. They usually take a couple years. I was very impatient, and then you got to get it out there. And oh my gosh! But acting is so fun and so fun. I love it. And I'm moving up to another state. I leave on Wednesday. I'm kind of excited, and I don't know, but I know it's good because I serve a good, good God. And I told him, I said, Lord, 70 is just the beginning. Let's go do this. Let's go do
I
this.
love that. We will see you on the flip flop, and I'm going to cut out now. We are on KRRB Radio, revelationradio.net. You guys support this show and drop me a line to send to Sandy if you got any questions, and drop a comment on YouTube, Rumble, and Brighteon. We'll see you next week. Thanks for joining me with Total Freedom Radio.